My name is Collins Ouma, and this is my sign name.
My name is Joyce Niva, and this is my sign name.
The baby's name is Hope Zarita, and her sign name is that. Yes, I have brothers and sisters. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. They are all hearing. I'm the only deaf person.
In my family, we have brothers and sisters. We have 4 brothers and 2 sisters. We are 3 who are deaf, and the hearing are 3. In all my family, we are 6 siblings.
I was born just a normal way hearing, but later I became deaf through an infection in malaria when I was about 7 years old. So I continued schooling in the village, in the hearing school. I used to think maybe I'm the only deaf person in the world. But later when I moved to Nairobi, I found there are so many deaf people there. I joined school for the deaf in Embu for 1 year, and then I moved to Nakuru.
I was born hearing. Then later, it happened when I was swimming, I got water in the ears and I became deaf. I got sick for about 7 months. Then I moved to primary school for the deaf, primary from class 1 up to class 8 in a deaf school. Then high school from form 1 to form 4 in a deaf school again.
Where did we meet? Okay, the first time we met in primary school. And then later, she went to another high school, and I also went to a different high school. After Form 4, we met again in Nakuru, in PCA church. And that's when I started sweet talking her. Okay, when I met Neva in high school, I could see that she's quiet, she's good, her character is good. That made me like her. Then when I started sweet talking her, she used to refuse my advances for about 3 years. But then I insisted, I persisted. After 3 years, she got tired and decided to accept me, and I thank God that she accepted me. Yes. For example, Neva and I were a good example. When I met her, I started sweet talking her. She used to refuse my advances, but then I lied to her that I want us to go somewhere, maybe for camping. And then she asked me, "True, really?" And then she said, "Okay, fine." I accompanied her, and together we went to Two Rivers Mall, and that's where I made my proposal. Dating, yeah, just the way the hearing do. We also date the same way. Like you can go with someone, accompany them to a hotel, you have coffee or food, and then you ask them, "Is it true? Do you like me? Do you have another man or not? Are you single?" If you're not single, I'm also single. And then you say, "Okay, then I want you. and then you start buying her gifts, seeing how she is, and then depending on how well you okay. I told her that we are going to a camp, but then she didn't know that I was going to propose because I was hiding my intentions. We both went to Two Rivers. Then when we were at Two Rivers, then that's why I proposed to her with a ring, and we are eating something special, some special food for her. That's a pizza.
I felt I accepted him because I know him, I know his character, I know he's a good man, he's not like any other man out there. That time, I was living with my sister in Kibra. Then, I thought it's impossible to have a wedding because in my family there has never been a wedding before. Then as we continued, he continued telling me that we can do a wedding. But in my mind I doubted. I thought it's an impossibility. Then we continued in church, and the group in church in Valley Road encouraged us and Collins and told us we must have a wedding, and I was shocked. Then we started planning for the wedding. I thought it's impossible because the wedding is expensive, and we were so stressed about that. Then we started planning for the wedding. Then we gathered friends and we started contribution for the wedding. Then when the wedding was about to start, I could not believe it. I could not believe that I'm getting married, and I was very shaky. I was very nervous. But the following day in the morning, my parents came and blessed our wedding with Collins. And I was still very nervous because I had not had an experience in a wedding before. It was my first time to taste a wedding. It was a very joyous day. I felt very happy. It was a wonderful day, the taste of the wedding.
Yes. When I learned that she has conceived, I felt normal because I was ready for that. Because when I was planning for our wedding, for marriage, I knew what I was searching for. I was searching for children, and that's why I felt very ready. It was common for me.
The same with me. I felt that was a common thing when I became expectant because I know he was ready to help and support with the children in financial status, and also he's a good man. He will not abandon us. He will support in everything. When I was expectant, then later I became sick and I went to the hospital, a private hospital, and then I entered the hospital and the person was speaking to me, and I told them I'm deaf and I was stuck. We could not communicate, so we started writing back and forth, and then I went to the hospital about 4 times. The first time I entered there, that is Mama Lucy Hospital, I met a woman. Then when I entered, she asked me, I told her I'm deaf, I'm not hearing. Then she told me, wait, the doctor will help you. Then she came with an interpreter. And the interpreter we had a challenge because he did not know sign language well. He did not know the pregnancy terms. And then for the second time I went there, they didn't have an interpreter, so communication was again, we were stuck, we were writing back and forth, and I'm not skilled in English, so I had to call Collins to come and help me to come and write in English. I went there for 4 times, and then I had a big challenge because even the time I was giving birth, I didn't have an interpreter.
The first time that the baby was born, that same night when we came back home from the hospital, our minds were off and we slept. But then the baby cried, she cried, but for us, we didn't know that she was crying, but deep down in our spirits, we felt something was off. And then I was shocked when I woke up. I saw her crying, and then I held her in my palm, and then the mother breastfed her. And then we decided, moving forward, we are going to take guard. The mother sleeps while I watch, and then we take shifts. I sleep while the mother takes guard. And that continued until the time that she was able to sleep all through the night. Yeah, she knows. But now it's not possible for her to sign because she's young. But I think she understands. Why? Because in the morning when I'm going to work, when I wave, we see her waving bye-bye at us.